Happy blissful day, blissful beings, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabriel.
And my name is Kylie.
And in today's video, we want to share with you what to do when you fall out of state. What do you do if you fall out of state? And this is a common question. So for example, if you have chosen the state of happy wifey or happy husband. So the good thing about a state is it is complete. It has its own thoughts, feelings, actions, and automatic manifestations, right? So if you've chosen happy husband and you now remain faithful to your new state, you're like, yeah, of course, I am the happy husband, and it feels good. You're fulfilling yourself in your imagination, and you have an experience in imagination of what it is to be a happy husband. And now, suppose something happens and you fall out of state, and you're like, oh man, blah, 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 and you're all over the place. Remember, we are human beings. We are human beings, so you are going to fall out of state. Because if you remain in state for 24/7, then I don't know, what are you? You're probably
like a robot.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably like a robot. So you're bound to fall out of state. But as long as you return back to your state and ensure that you make it your dominant state, then boom, Bob's your uncle, you're fine. So you have to ensure that happy husband or happy wife becomes your dominant state, your dominant state of mind, right? And yeah,
I think it's so important because, you become that happy husband or happy wife, and then you'll see, a partner manifest, and then marriage manifest, and it will be blissful. And so, as we said, if you are in state 100%, 24 hours a day, that likely means that you're suppressing emotions, because there's going to be times in the day where that doesn't seem real. You're going to have to remind yourself, you look across the table and there's no partner sitting there, there's no spouse sitting there. You're like, oh, they're not here yet. But that's okay to feel that way, or to wonder why aren't they here, as long as you know that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that you are that happy husband, you are that happy wife, you are that millionaire, you are that perfectly healthy person. And I was reminded of this the other day when someone had to confirm my age. And they asked me my age, and I had to sit there and think, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. Because I don't know, I haven't thought about it. The older you get, I feel like you kind of forget how old you are. But just because I forgot does not negate that is my age. There's nothing that I can do that's going to make me any older, any younger, just because I forgot. And so it's that same way, just because maybe you forget, I even know I am that happy husband, I am that happy wife. Just because you forget in those few moments does not mean that you are not that person. It means that for that moment you had to address another feeling, another emotion, an experience. You had to deal with a trigger. And after dealing with that and addressing that, then you just return back to say, okay, you know what, when it's all said and done, this is who I am. At the end of the day, I'm still this age, whether I forgot it or not, whether I feel it or not, this is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. No, 100%. And it comes back to acceptance, right? The moment you accept something to be true in your imagination, it's a done deal. But then it obviously depends on you if you're going to accept it or refuse it. Because the reason why a lot of us do not have our desires is because we are refusing to give it to ourselves. Because it is as simple as just accepting that, yes, I am perfectly healthy now, even though your body says otherwise. Remember that you are the operant power. In other words, your imagination. So if you accept in your imagination that you are perfectly healthy now, and you just remain faithful to this new story, your body will then conform. That's how the law works. So you first accept it in your imagination, and then your 3D, so the 3D is your reality and your body. So the 3D then and your body responds to the new assumption that you've just agreed to in your imagination, which is so awesome. So if you do fall out of state, just make sure you bring yourself back and just express your gratitude for being happy wifey, happy hubby, and just continue living your life.
Yeah, it reminds me of that common saying, it doesn't matter how many times you fall, it matters how many times you get back up. So it doesn't matter how many times you fall out of state as long as you continuously get yourself back into state. You can fall 30 times a day, as long as 31 times, as long as the majority of the time you are going back into that state, and that is where you're dominantly dwelling. That's what matters.
Exactly. And having said that, keep smiling. Enjoy your blissful day. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And if you do need one-on-one coaching, you can find all the details in the description below. And having said that, we'll catch you in the next one.